So, trying to do something today? You gotta give me like an hour, bro. A couple hours, bro. This banner, this unit just dropped. Ends in a couple hours, bro. I gotta get it, dog. I gotta get it. This topic legit came into my head. I don't even know where. Okay, I think I know where. But I'm just happy that it did. It was only like 6 to, let's just say 10 years ago that mobile gaming was really not much of a topic of discussion. Now, it was definitely around, right? We had a lot of, honestly, it was making big strides at that point. But hardcore gamers specifically were just not fans of it. We just didn't care. We didn't like them more so. And yeah. And it legit only took a few years to finally start bringing over those haters and doubters. Like, that's it. If you fast forward just a few years, like 1 to 2 years after that, it began to be less of hate for mobile gaming and more of, oh, I'm not interested. Add a few more years on top of that, and you get to a point where slander for mobile gaming is just about non-existent. And if it is there, it's a minority. And now you get to basically this era, and it's like all of a sudden accepted. I don't really get it. Not that every single person now is hoorah for mobile gaming, but honestly, I do not see any slander, any hate, anything negative about mobile gaming, now. And again, it's not that it's not there, it's just that you don't hear it. People aren't yelling it out like they used to. The only time you hear someone say something bad about mobile gaming is whenever you ask them, basically. And then, we're at the point where I see people on Twitter flexing about dropping money in a gacha game. I was intrigued by that, so I dabbled a little bit myself, Gacha gang, gacha gang, gacha gang, gacha gang, gacha gang, gacha gang, gacha gang. Spend 10 racks on a new band. My gang love do me pain. Ooh, I pull a red, now her pussy rain. Yeah, I can't buy all your silly games. Rather go and buy more fan. Gacha gang, gacha gang, gacha gang. But what's interesting, what really gets me, what I think, whenever this idea of this video came to me, everything at once, like all the details of what I was going to do with it all hit me at once. And so something that was the biggest thing and interesting for me is the way that mobile gaming actually started out, contrary to how it is now. For some reason, developers, I can't even say for some reason, because at the time, I think I kind of get them. But at the start, they were trying to kind of compete with consoles, and it really didn't make any sense. It's like, listen, like it's working right now, right? And I'm not even gonna speak too much because Fortnite's doing something wild, but it's like these phones need to stay a certain size. They need to stay a certain size. They need to be a certain weight, all those kind of things. And again, at the time, and even now, like it works a little bit, right? We can play full Fortnite on this. But if we wanted to grow and expand on top of that game, you kind of get limited, right? Because they produce these things not with gaming in mind. Now, obviously that happens sometimes, but for the most part, it's supposed to be a phone primarily, and then also do some other things, like play games. So that just doesn't work in the long run if you're trying to compete with consoles, right? You're gonna get stuck. You're gonna get to a point where it just doesn't make any more sense to continuously bring this along. Power aside, the screen, like again, it can be good, but it's just not ideal for a hardcore gamer or hardcore games to be playing on. Nor is the idea of, when you're trying to play it, how am I supposed to sit? That's one thing I always thought about, like, how am I supposed to play this, like this, like this, like that? You know what I'm saying? There's just no comfortable setting for a mobile game. Dude, and we didn't even, like, we're not even gonna talk about physical controls either. Like, just overall, it's nice for once in a while, but to be a dedicated platform for gaming, no, just no. So instead, right, I don't know who was the first one to do this, but the mobile gaming industry found their gold mine. Instead of trying to continuously follow the console market and trying to give us the same exact experiences that we're getting on there over on here, they took a turn, basically. And they turned these machines into what I have coined the term a mini gambling machine. Gambling is gambling and gaming. You know what I'm saying? Think about this for a second, bro. Playing on a phone is a dangerous ass situation. Bro, you got access to everything on here. Credit card, debit card, bank account, email address, whatever it is, this phone has access to. And when I say everything, I mean anything from personal information to just money, right? Money, whatever. So for this topic, let's just stick to this side, the money side. Like I said, your credit card, debit card, you got things like PayPal. There's other websites like that. Venmo, Cash App, all of that is connected and has access right here. But let's bring the scope of this topic down a little bit. Summer 2016, man. Honestly, I think that's what I'm gonna put or coin as the first addition to my mobile gaming resume. Get this, when I was, kind of architecting this video, I thought about this idea. I see mobile gaming resume similar to how it is a normal resume. A normal resume, if you are going a college type of route, you have your high school achievements. When you get to college, you kind of reroute the whole resume to only reflect college things. You kind of ignore the high school stuff. That's the same thing going on with mobile gaming. You know how we all had the big actual boom of gaming on the mobile phone. Things like Candy Crush, very bite-sized games like that used to be what we all played. We all had that, right? But the true mobile gamers are the people that came and played the gacha games, dropped hella money in them johns, and felt great. That's the college level. Candy Crush, all that kind of stuff is high school, anything before high school. So technically, my mobile game resume starts in summer of 2016. Japan version of Digimon Linkz had my balls in a knot. Couldn't get out. Listen, you might think I'm kidding, but I'm talking about, I'm on my way to my summer job and I'm doing banners. I'm actively playing a mobile game while driving. I have it in my cup holder, and I'm pressing buttons while driving. I shit you not. Do not try that at home, please. Listen, I was on a time schedule because it's Japan, right? So the time frame for these banners was open from like 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. So on the way to work, bro, I gotta grind. This is serious. And then once school came, kind of fell off. I was playing very, softly for about maybe 2-3 months into school, but it got too time consuming. I just couldn't keep up. And also, Digimon Re-Arise the JP version had come out a little bit close to, the time I fell off. So I tried it out, played it a little bit, but something about it, two things, like I kind of knew it was going to come to the US. And then secondly, the way it was structured was a bit different from Linkz, and it felt more intuitive, felt more like I wanted to understand what was happening. So on that note, I knew it was coming to US. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wait for this to come get localized, then I'll play. And as y'all know, if you do stay tuned to my community tab, it's coming to US very soon, so we're gonna dive in. I hear it's a lot less gacha like Linkz and a lot less money demanding, so I'm even more excited on that. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, I play a little bit of Re-Arise, and it reminds me a little bit of Pokemon Master. I just remembered I gotta do something on there. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of Pokemon Masters. You had 3 units that you were selecting, and I think it'll be like that in that way where it's the same kind of Linkz. Regardless, I gotta do this real quick. Bro, you know the worst part about this shit, man? I 100% am with all of the mobile game addicts. I am right behind y'all. This thing, it's way too fun and way too accessible. That's the problem. That's really the curse. I've been playing the freak out of Pokemon Masters, bro. They came out for Androids, and just to clear that up real quick, it didn't really come out for Androids per se. It's more of, came out in Singapore and Canada early access, I believe that's what they called it. And Androids, we have a lot of power, freedom with our phones, so we can easily make our phone think it's in Singapore or Canada with ease. But the day that this came out, it was a Saturday, or the day that the APK, which is the name of the game file, when the day it released was a Saturday, I played legit from 10 a.m. in my bed until 3 p.m. I'm serious. The only time I got up was to get food and then piss, obviously. Playing through the story felt like a real, actual, standard Pokemon game, bro. Throughout the story, you would get some of the characters you would fight in battle. So getting those new people, someone like Lucario, for example, you get him. So just getting that gets you excited, gets you hyped. Like, oh snap, who else am I gonna get? Who else am I gonna get and be able to use and level up and train and whatnot, bro? It gave me this very aggressive and happy feeling, similar to what Digimon Linkz did when I first played it. But now, on that note, so Digimon Linkz and most of these other gacha games have energy, right? You have like a 10 energy, each mission takes 2 away. You can only do a finite amount in a certain sitting. Pokemon Masters is not the same. You do not have any energy. You can battle as much as you want. So just take that into consideration. So I think the craziest part about this, me talking about Pokemon Masters, hyping it up like this, is that there was a time where, you know, early in the whole boycott of Sword and Shield, I saw some PokeTubers, right? I forgot about this idea. I thought it was just people I saw on Twitter tweeting about saying they were more excited for Masters than Sword and Shield. No, it was multiple Pokemon YouTubers I saw tweet this. At the time, I was like, what are you bozos talking about? If y'all don't stop capping, you know? And here I am. Hey man, I'm gonna admit it up front, right? If I was wrong, if I, you know, downplayed whatever, if I was just incorrect, I will bring it up front. That's what real niggas do. But yeah, so to be serious and kind of talk about what about Masters makes me excited. First, whenever I was playing through the main story, again, we're in early access mode, so not everything is in there. They just put like base stuff. So it gets to the point where it's like, okay, this is all the story for now. So I think what I have in my head now, what I imagine is going to happen, pieces, chunks, arcs of the story will be added in as events, things like that, ongoing, new additions, right? And this ties into a fact that I said earlier, and then something else. That something else being the idea that, well, I guess I said this earlier, it's just a fresh new experience. This feels different. It feels like I'm playing a normal Pokemon game, but I'm not at the same time. And I'm not playing a normal Pokemon game, right? And on top of that, the idea of getting these new trainers, how a trainer is linked to a certain Pokemon. So you see, you know, you play through those games, and Elite Four member had that iconic one Pokemon. Now, mind you, you might not get the one iconic one that they were always, you know, flaunting and using in the game, but yeah, that whole factor is so cool. It's like, who am I gonna get? What Pokemon are they gonna have? It gets you excited. And on top of that, it's like, with that factor, we're only getting signature Pokemon, basically. That means we're only really getting cool looking, dope looking Pokemon. Raw Pokemon, the ones that put in work. Most of them. Okay, I'm a big person, like you'll see me Monster Hunter, God Eater. I'm always like trying to match up the weaknesses and then the typings 1-to-1, right? So I spent a lot of my time building up every single unit I was getting, as long as they were cool design. So if I had duplicates, I'd pick one of them. But every single unit, I was getting them up to speed, certain level of being able to be viable, basically, throughout my process of finishing the story. And that adds a lot of time onto it. You know, you go to the training place, you do those training missions, get the items, level them up and whatnot. So I found myself really getting into that and doing that, and I just added more gameplay on top of it. Building that collection, having multiple powerful teams that are all viable for, you know, for whatever situation, whatever team typing they're gonna throw at me. That is the fun. That is the fun. I mean, all in all, I mean, I'm still hyped for Sword and Shit. I always was. I never was anti-hype, you know, contrary to the videos and things I say in the streams. But I think what's happening is Masters, as I've been saying in the streams, I've just been itching for a new Pokemon experience. I've been replaying Sun and Moon, and so as I replay Sun and Moon, it gets me thinking like, okay, Sword and Shield's about to add this to this. I'm excited. But Pokemon Masters basically boiled the water, right? It got me, my blood flowing. Then, you know, Sun and Moon replay is like getting it moving, and it's when Sword and Shield comes, bro, I'm gonna be lit. I'm gonna be lit. So anyways, if you were thinking, not sure, not too big into mobile, but thinking about downloading Pokemon Masters, I am here to tell you to freaking download it. Whoa. If you like gachas, mind you. If you don't like gachas, don't download it. You might not like it, you know what I'm saying? If you hate gachas, you will not like it. But if you kind of don't like gachas, you might still like this one. Like I think I touched on, I said it very briefly. It's very friendly in gems. They do give you a nice amount. I think once there's an actual story, continued story, you'll get more. Just by logging in and doing daily stuff, I have like 800 gems right now, and I've done multiple. So whatever, it's fine on that note. If you like gachas, you will like it, blah, blah, blah. I think the last thing I wanted to say, who y'all repping? Who y'all repping? Bro, it's Grookey Gang out here, bruh. No, hold up. Grookey Gang, bruh. Grookey Gang. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Lamp with the tape, I'm a legend in the room. J Squad chillin', now my homies bringin' boom. Don't try to play the game without asking about the rules. I keep my cards safe, nigga, what you do? Pop it off easy, I'm not trying to snap your neck.